Welcome back to Scott's Weekend Sports Day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back here by myself again. It's time to do my Week 4 college football predictions and my Week 3 college NFL predictions. Let's get into those predictions right now. First game out, non-top 25 game, UCF and Georgia Tech here in the Bounce House Saturday afternoon. I will take UCF to get the win here, favored by about 3 touchdowns in this game. I'm going to take UCF here at home to get the job done over Georgia Tech. Now into the top 25 games of the weekend. First up, Georgia and Kent State. I will take Georgia at home. I think Georgia's been very good this year, so I'll take Georgia at home over Kent State. Next up, Maryland and Michigan on Fox on Saturday. Give me Michigan at home. I think Michigan's been very good lately. I'm going to take J.J. McCarthy and Michigan to get the win here at home against Maryland. Next up, Wake Forest heading in to take on Wake Forest hosting Clemson. I will go with Dabo Swinney and Clemson to get the win here on the road. I think Clemson's a better team than Wake Forest. So I'm going to go with Clemson to get the win here on the road against Wake Forest. Next up, Central Michigan and Penn State. I will go with Penn State to get the win here at home. I think Penn State's a very good team this year again for Coach James Franklin, so I'm going to go with Penn State here at home over Central Michigan. Next up, Iowa State and Baylor. This could be on ESPN2. I will go with I'm going to go with Baylor to get the win here. I think Baylor's a little bit of a better team than Iowa State is right now, so I'm going to go with Baylor to get the road win here on the road against Iowa State. Next up, Richmond heading into Pitt to take on Pitt. I'll go with Pittsburgh to get the win here. I think Pitt's been doing very well this year, so I'll take Pitt at home over Rhode Island. Next up, Texas heading into Lubbock to take on Texas Tech. I give you Texas at home. I think Texas is a better team right now than Texas Tech is, so I'll take Texas on the road against Texas Tech. Next up, Middle Tennessee heading into Miami to take on Miami. I will go with Miami to get back on track after that tough loss to Texas A&M last week. I'll go with Miami to get the win here at home over Middle Tennessee. Next up, Oregon and Washington State. I'm going to go with Oregon to get the win here. I think Oregon's been playing very well recently. So I'm going to go with Oregon to get the win here on the road against Washington State. Next up, Tulsa heading in to Oxford to take on Ole Miss. I'll go with Ole Miss here at home. I think Ole Miss is a very good team, so I'll take Ole Miss at home over Tulsa. Next up, Northern Illinois and Kentucky. From my buddy Terry Jewell, I will take Kentucky to get the win here at home. I think Kentucky's probably one of the better teams in the SEC East this year, so I'll take Kentucky to get the win here at home over Northern Illinois. Next up, Arkansas and Texas A&M in AT&T Stadium. I will go with Arkansas to get the win here. I think Arkansas is a little bit better than Texas A&M is this year. And the fact that it's in AT&T Stadium and not in College Station, I think that's another reason why I will take Arkansas to get the win here in AT&T Stadium against Texas A&M. Next up, Vandy and Alabama. Alabama favored by 40 points this week. I'll take Alabama big in this game. Alabama gets off to a 1-0 start in SEC play to start the season. Next up, Ohio State and Wisconsin. I'll go with Ohio State to get the win here and start 1-0 in Big Ten play. I'll go with I'm going to go with C.J. Stroud and Ohio State to get the win here at home over Wisconsin. Next up, UConn and NC State. I'm going to go with NC State here at home. NC State's been playing much better ever since East Carolina gave them that scare back in Week 1. I'll go with NC State here at home over UConn. Next up, Kansas State heading in to Norman to take on Oklahoma. I'll go with Dylan Gabriel and Oklahoma to get the win here at home. I think Dylan's been playing very well for Oklahoma. I'll go with Oklahoma here at home over Kansas State. Next up, USC and Oregon State. Give me USC to get the win here. I think USC could definitely make the college football playoff this year. In their first year under Lincoln Riley, I'll go with USC to get the win here on the road over Oregon State. Next up, Wyoming heading into Provo to take on BYU. I'll go with BYU to get back on track after losing to Baylor, after losing to Oregon last week. I'll take I'll take BYU to get the win here at home over Wyoming. Next up, Utah and Arizona State. I'm going to go with Utah to get the win here over the coachless Arizona State Sun Devils now, after they fired Herm Edwards earlier this week. I'll go with Utah to get the win here at home on the road in Tempe against Arizona State. 98 degrees expected to be the temperature on Saturday at 10:30 at night. That's going to be interesting. Next up, Stanford and Washington. Give me Washington at home. I think Washington's been a very good team this year. I'll go with Washington at home to get it done against Stanford. And now College Game Day's game of the week. College Game Day will be there bright and early Saturday morning, as it'll be number 20 Florida. Surprised they're still in the top 25 after barely escaping USF last week, as they head into Knoxville to take on Josh Heupel and Tennessee. I'm gonna go with Tennessee here at home. I think the Vols have been doing very well this year. I think Josh Heupel's got a very good team this year again, so I'm gonna go with Tennessee to get the win here at home over Florida. And now into the NFL games for the weekend. Another great weekend of NFL football this weekend. First game out, Pittsburgh and Cleveland tonight on Prime Video. I will go with my buddy Terry Jewell and his Pittsburgh Steelers to get the win here on the road. I think the Steelers are a little bit better than the Browns. So I'll go with Mitch Trubisky and the Steelers to get the win here on the road in Cleveland against the Browns. Next up, it'll be a battle of two of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. A battle of probably the two best quarterbacks right now to wear number 12. It'll be Aaron Rodgers in the back heading into Tampa to take on Tom Brady and the Bucks. Every time I look at this line, it keeps dropping, which scares me a little bit. I guess I'll take Tom Brady and the Bucks to find a way to win this game. I don't know how they're going to find a way to win this game, but I think they're going to find a way somehow, some way to get out of here with the 3-0 start. So give me Tom Brady and the Bucks get a win at home and Ray J against the Packers. Next up, the Houston Texans heading into Chicago to take on the Bears. Give me David Montgomery, Justin Fields, and the Bears to find a way to get a win here. I think the Bears need a win here to stay on pace with the Packers and the Vikings in the NFC North. And the Lions. The Lions are actually playing pretty well this year. I'll go with the Bears to get the win here at home over the Texans. Next up, a battle of two teams that nobody thought would be 0-2 coming into this game. This will be Derek Carr and the Raiders heading into Nashville to take on Derrick Henry and the Titans. Give me Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders to get the win here on the road. I think the Raiders are a little bit better. For me, I think they should start Malik Willis this week if I'm Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill just doesn't seem to have it. He doesn't seem to be a franchise quarterback anymore. So for me, I'll go with the rookie here in week 3, but that's just me. Next up, the Kansas City Chiefs heading in to Indy to take on the 0-1 Indianapolis Colts. Give me the Chiefs at home. I think on the road here, I think the Chiefs are a better team. So I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs to get the win here on the road in Indy against the Colts. Next up is probably the best game of the weekend. It's going to be Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills heading into Miami to take on Tua and the Dolphins. 88 degrees on Sunday. Expected for rain. I'm going to go with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to get the win here. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. These are two teams I definitely expected to be seen playing meaningful football in January. I'm going to go with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, though, here to get the win over Tua and the Dolphins. Next up, the Detroit Lions heading into Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Give me Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings to get back on track. Thank God this is not a night game for Kirk. Kirk Cousins just seems to never play well in prime time. I'll go with Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings to get the win here at home over the Lions. Next up, it'll be Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens heading in to New England to take on Mac Jones and the Patriots. I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to get back on track. That defense just does not look good. Giving up 28 points in the fourth quarter last week to Tua and the Dolphins. But I don't think that's... I think they played a little bit better this week. Give me the Ravens at home on the road here in New England against the Patriots. Next up, Joe Burrow and the 0-2 Cincinnati Bengals heading into East Rutherford and MetLife Stadium to take on Joe Flacco and the New York Jets. I'm going to trust him one more time. Give me Joe Burrow and the Bengals to get the win here. My eliminator pick of the week on ESPN. I'll take the Bengals on the road in New York against the Jets. Next up it'll be Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles heading into FedEx Field to take on Carson Wentz and the Commanders. I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles to get the win here. They've been Stephen A. has them as the best team in the NFC right now. I don't blame them. I think they are a little bit better than the Bucs are right now. I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles to get the win here on the road in Washington against the Commanders. Next up will be Jameis Winston and the New Orleans Saints heading into Carolina to take on the Panthers. Give me Jameis Winston and the New Orleans Saints to get back on track this week. If they want to make the playoffs, this is the game they have to win. I'm going to go with Jameis Winston and the Saints to get the win here on the road here in Carolina against Baker Mayfield and the Panthers. Next up it'll be Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars heading into SoFi Stadium to hopefully go against Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Justin Herbert cracked ribs. We don't know if he'll play this week. That was last Thursday that happened, so he should be able to go this week. We'll see what happens. Give me Justin Herbert and the Chargers to get the win here. I think he'll have Keenan Allen back this week too, which is great for my fantasy team. I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert and the Chargers to get the win here at home over Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Next up, the LA Rams heading in to State Farm Stadium in Glendale to take on Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Should be an excellent game here. I'm gonna go with Matt Stafford and the Rams though. Even though I've been saying on YouTube this week, Matt Stafford just does not look the same as he was last season. But I don't think that'll matter. Kyler Murray is not a great quarterback. He showed it last week, but I just don't think he's one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. So I'm going to go with Matt Stafford and the Rams to get the win here at home, on the road here in Glendale against the Cardinals. Next up will be Marcus Mariota and the Atlanta Falcons heading in to Seattle to go against the Seahawks. I've been saying all week this is a toss-up game, but just because of the 12th man out there in Seattle, I think home field advantage is going to play a huge factor in this game. Give me the Seahawks at home. I think the Seahawks are going to find a way to get a win here at home against the Falcons. Now into Sunday Night Football, it'll be Jimmy G and the Niners heading in to Denver to take on Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. Give me Jimmy G and the Niners to get the win here. I think Jimmy G's probably going to be good enough to get the Niners to the playoffs and potentially even farther than that. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to go with Jimmy G and the Niners to get the win here on the road in Denver against the Broncos. Now into Monday Night Football. The Manning Cast is back this week, so I'll probably be watching that this week. As it'll be Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys heading in to New York to take on Danny Dimes and the Giants. Give me Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys to get the win here. I think now Danny Dimes is a little bit of a better quarterback than Cooper Rush is, but I think the overall team around Cooper Rush is better than what the Giants have right now. So I'm going to go with Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys to get the win here on the road in New York against the Giants. And that will do it for this episode of Scott Speaking Sports today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back here next week with some more NFL and college football predictions, and that'll be it. I will see you guys right back here next week on Scott Speaking Sports. See you later, guys.